Welcome to our reading, my dear friends. We have just entered the Capricorn season and we had just celebrated Yule yesterday. So, sending you many Yuletide blessings, and I hope you are finding a place to have some quiet time with yourself and sit and listen to the inner whisperings of the soul, the spirit, and the direction and guidance, the inner winds, and seeing where your sails are being called to readjust as we begin to move forward in this time where the days will start to grow longer and the nights will go shorter. So remember, we're still planting seeds right now, and we are in the dark of the moon today. Tomorrow will be the new moon in Capricorn, and this will mark the beginning of a new cycle. So I invite you to write down your dreams, your wishes, your intentions, and the actions that you will take in this next season. And always remember to also write down or clear what you are letting go of so you can make space for those new things. And as always, it is in my highest recommendations that if you're stating letting go of and releasing, that is in graceful, harmonious ways, because the universe will use usually the path of least resistance. So to allow those things to go. So when you say and you state in the most harmonious way, win-win for all concerned and the highest good of all, that is a clear direction that it, will happen in a more direct and easy flowing way, to the best of one's ability, of course, and life path. So to commemorate, I guess, or celebrate that we're moving into Capricorn, I have a different deck that I haven't used in a while, and it is called the Faery Forest deck, and it looks like this, and it's a gorgeous deck, but the Fae in this deck don't play around. They have something to say, and they're gonna say it, and they're gonna give you the course of action that is clear, direct, and how to move through it. And when I first received this deck, it was given to me by one of my dear friends of many years. I've known her since I was a child, and I was so excited, and then I started working with it. I was like, whoa, these Fae are intense. And I still was excited, but I was like, definitely respect, that arena and have a greater understanding of it than I did ever before. So if you have this deck, then you know what I'm talking about, or if you've worked with the Fae, and there's other decks too that have the Fae in them. And I figured the essence that I have experienced with them was a good beginner for the sign of Capricorn. We are in 1 degree Capricorn. The moon's finishing up in Sagittarius right now. It's heading towards 1 degree. We're getting close. We're obviously not there yet. We still have I think another 7 degrees to go as I'm recording this, but it's gonna come quick. But Capricorn knows how to get its shit done. Capricorn knows how to separate its emotions and feelings from the task at hand. And doesn't mean that they're ruthless, but they know how to do things without involving excess emotion. And that being said, there is a time and a place to process emotion and to feel emotion and to work with it and allow it and to receive. But there's also a time and place where you set it aside so you can work and get things done. And Capricorns are really good at that. My dad was a Capricorn, and he always was like, business, work, let's get this done first. He was very detached from life, and his business was probably the closest thing to him. And he was successful in his own path. He was a 26 degree Capricorn. Funny enough, I'm a 25 degree Libra, so I was his birthday present. I'm exactly 9 months after him, which I thought was very interesting when I realized it. I was like, oh, birthday baby. Which is, fine. But I mean, it's just funny because I've been doing astrology. I learned how to cast my own chart when I was 13. And years later, I realized this and I was like, wow. So anyhow, Capricorns are very direct. They know how to get things done. They know what they will plan a task or a project, and they know what it takes to get started. They can see what elements are needing to get through it, and they can see what it's going to take to get it finished. And they can also see like who needs to be in place in all these areas, and or what tools need to be in place in all these areas, and what's going to have to be triggered at certain times to create the smooth completion of something and the discipline to get this done. So there's a great respect and admirability of Capricorns and that energy, so that this being that we're moving into this right now, take advantage of that energy. Take advantage of this, the sun shining through this astrological aspect at this time of the year. The sun is the ever life-giving, ever life-producing essence of the universe. So whatever it's shining through, there is that presence moving through, lighting up, illuminating. And even if we don't have anything Capricorn in our chart, it's still activating that part of our life. So like my Capricorn is in my 10th and 11th house. So for me, it's activating my career, my business, how I structure my life, and my connection with society and groups and humanitarian endeavors, and my communication. So, and there's other things too, but where is Capricorn moving through your chart? Maybe you want to look that up and see where it's activating. So that being said, the card that came from today, let's go ahead, and it is called Atheline, and there's just this gorgeous snow queen. I mean, look at her. She reminds me of somebody from a beautiful movie or something. Just absolutely beautiful. Sorry for the glare. It's, daytime, so there's a lot of, there you go. Just beautiful snow queen, fairy, fae, and just bestowing gifts. You can tell she has great focus and great grace in what she's doing and how she's moving forward. I'm going to go ahead and just read a bit while you gaze upon her beautiful card. Her keywords are nobility, grace, gratitude. Heavy is the load who wears the crown, but within every moment, within all responsibilities and circumstances, lies the opportunity to be noble, to be graceful, to be grateful. And this is Atheline, a wise being who is able to listen to the pleas and requests and the demands, and to respond without pressure or frustration or tension. She is able to distill the clamor about her into calm. She is able to distill the clamor about her into calm and focus on one simple deed at a time. She is not one to sacrifice herself, nor will she allow herself to be influenced and dominated. Nor is she overwhelmed despite the vast nature of her realm and her responsibilities. She wears her duties lightly, just as she does the crown. And this is your message. Find a way to slow down the demands of your life, create boundaries, cease feeling so obligated to sacrifice your needs to the needs of others who are simply noisier and more entitled. For this moment, breathe and still yourself, and then carefully move forward, focusing on one thing at a time, giving each task your absolute attention. Now is the time for you to be as gracious. Now is the time for you to be as gracious when you say no as when you give your agreement. To never be cruel or snap and condemn, but simply because it would be easier to do so. Never to be cruel or snap and condemn simply because it would be easier to do so. Athaline, if I'm not missaying that, Athaline reminds us that even when under pressure with duty and status come great responsibility, and we must remember our blessings in order to develop our own contentment. We must extend patience and endow others with dignity. Be kind and be grateful that we have the opportunities that we have to change the world for the better every day. Oh, excuse me, that went down. And sorry for the kind of butchering some of that. It's funny, whenever Mercury is, goes into shadow, is going to go retrograde, I notice a little bit of with the words. But that's just a beautiful expression of wearing power with grace and dignity and honor, and moving with ease, taking the time to process each moment and flow with each moment in its own essence, and what is relevant to that moment, what is relevant to that answer, to the bringing that solution. Really feeling into it and what is required without rushing forward. And I feel like this energy of the season allows us to do that more easily, as long as we don't get wrapped up in I'm hearing a rat race consciousness, gotta go, gotta do. Sit back, focus in what is important at this time, wearing your sovereign crown of your own being, maybe even practicing a visualization. Each person has their own essence of their crown of life, of being here, of valuableness. What is your crown like? And maybe do that meditation tonight. And we're still in the Yule tide, and we're moving forward into the Christmas, for those who celebrate Christmas. And whatever holiday you celebrate, it's a special essence of time of year. So move forward into that, honor it, and see what it has, what messages Spirit has to bring through to you at this time. I know this video was a little bit longer, but I really felt like this presence of Spirit, of winter, of Christmas, wants to come forth and really bestow gifts to each one of our hearts and souls. And it's so important for us to open up and allow that, so that we're nourished and we allow that provisions for the year ahead to come forward and integrate into our being and world. And I kind of want to share my little Christmas tree. I still have a little bit more to decorate it, gathering all my ornaments and just having the time to do it. I noticed that a lot of people, not just me, put up their trees so much later in the year, and I don't know if it's this vibe. I usually love to have my tree up early, November, but that's okay. This was the timing for it. So anyhow, wishing you many blessings, so much love. Take advantage of these moments before this new moon tomorrow, and much love and so much blessings. Okay, I'll talk to you later.